Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of Ask Master with Aaliyah. So, today we're going to have a little bit of a continuation. I think we started talking about dreams last week, and since then, our inboxes, you mentioned my Instagram the other time, and my Instagram did blow up. So, even though I said don't message me on Instagram.
Do you know that moment where like you get loads of following come in
Yeah.
and then you eat popcorn and watch it? You just sit there and eat popcorn.
I've been doing the same with questions. For some reason, they don't want to follow me. They just want to ask me questions about you. So, like we said before, all the questions will go through the YouTube channel link below. And most of the questions that we're going to give preference to are the ones in the CC class chat, the CC Plus creators. So, all the questions from there, or if you're a CC Plus member and we've been talking and you've asked some specific questions for Eric, I've got those down as well. So today we will be talking about dreams. A lot of people have
Really? Dreams?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people have been asking a lot of specific meanings behind dreams.
Okay.
And there's too many to go into detail. But I think just in general, there's a lot of talk about lucid dreaming. There's a lot about talk about dimension traveling, meaning of
Astral
dreams.
traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why exactly do we have dreams? Is there any real meaning to it?
So there's a meaning behind everything. There's nothing that happens by accident in this world. So, yeah, I guess the answer is yes. Meanings, there's too many meanings depending on what time you had the dream, depending on what happened in the dream, depending on how you interacted with the dream. So I think there's too many.
So is dreaming are we consciously going into another state, or are we traveling to another dimension?
Okay, I think there's the simple way to look at it is there's two main distinguish between whether it is meaningful or not. So if one was to go into preparation before sleep, like preparation for dream, then the dream will just be what they prepared for. If they were not going into preparation and dream just happened, then there's a different reason behind it. Now, when I talk about preparation, I'm talking about whether it's conscious or unconscious preparation. So what does that, do you know what I mean when I say that?
I do know, because in the culture and religion that I grew up in, we have this thing where we do a prayer if we're confused about something, and you pray it before you sleep. Don't speak to anyone else, and you get the answers in the dream or later on.
Okay, so that is conscious preparation towards dream. Unconscious preparation towards dream is when you, let's say, watch a horror movie and then you go to sleep and you may get flashes of that movie or something that you've just seen, right? So that's unconscious preparation of dream. But let's say, how do we distinguish what's got nothing to do with preparation of dream? Is when that situation has not happened in this physical reality. The people who come up, you've never seen in this physical reality. And it's not just your conscious to subconscious programming of mind. So it literally came from somewhere else. That's the big question mark. So when that question mark appears, then we know there's something else. There must be something else that governs that. So what can that be? We can call it our higher self. We can call it the universe. We can call it God. But it's basically that's something else. So there is an energy that governs that. And so those have very powerful meanings. And you are going into different dimensions.
I think there's a scientific reason behind it. I'm not quite sure, but there was someone that was talking about, I think it was Vishen Lakhiani, was talking about different scientists and how they had amazing ideas come from their dreams. So one of the biggest inventions that they have done in life is usually come from dreams. So as soon as they wake up, they write it down. And there's this thing called dream journaling, and there's quite a lot that goes into it. But specifically, I'd like to ask you one question. I sometimes get this thing where I will dream about somebody, and then a week later, like within a week or a few days, that person, even though I haven't spoken to them or thought about them beforehand, they will reach out to me. Or recently what happened is someone that dreamt of me and I reached out to them out of the blue, like randomly. How is that linked to real life?
So that is you actually traveling dimension. So that's you time traveling, you seeing what's happened already. But it's not like, people look at dream and they say dream is, okay, stop dreaming, come back into reality. But people get confused because they think that dream isn't reality. So dream is also reality, because you're not spending time here, then you must be spending time somewhere else, and you're actually really there. So that's why you get all emotions. You can cry in your dream. You can get scared in your dream. It's real. But it's just people aren't totally, like entirely there yet. They're just half there, right? But when people can go into deep sleep, where the people talk about theta brain waves and then changing the brain waves and then entering in, and if people knew how to enter in, meaning people refer to astral traveling and all these dimension traveling, but that is actually another dimension. So time works very differently there. So you probably had a dream before where it seems like it was a long dream, and maybe you only slept for an hour, right? You've had that experience before, because time is different. In every dimension, time is different. And this is not so far-fetched, because even science, we know that if we go to a different planet, time is different. Yeah. So it's science,
I mean, it can't be far-fetched, because everybody has dreams that go on sometimes for longest times, and they're only sleeping for a little while. So that's right. Easy for everyone to understand. I think one last question I'll ask around dreams. Is there any way that we can use dreams to our advantage?
Well, yes, definitely. Well, what advantage would you like, Aaliyah?
Say if I'm trying to manifest
for
something.
For sure. Yeah. So I think for the majority of people who's listening, the best way is do preparation for dream. Meaning apply some pressure onto the third eye so your attention goes there. And then close your eyes and then bring whatever you want to manifest into the visual here, this gateway, a very powerful gateway, and then fall asleep on the thought. Then manifestation will happen, because your thought vibration, that's subconscious manifestation. So that is one way to do it. The other way is a whole new conversation, because the other way is saying, speak to her. It's a feminine energy that is in charge of dreams in our world, our dimension right now. Once you get to connect with her through that gateway, then you can speak to her direct. Everything will manifest 100 times faster, because she's more powerful than just this part of us. And she is part of us because she is the extended version of us. So I think that's a conversation for another day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think another day maybe we can go into specifics of dreams, because we've had a lot of specific questions, but
there's like a million scenarios there. I think that one we'll have to maybe make it like a 1 hour call or something like that.
Maybe on the CC calls we can actually go into them and further talk about them. If anyone has any specific questions, like big things, like I think a lot of questions be like, oh, like snakes or money or dead people,
big meanings behind things like that. Yeah.
So I think a lot of cultures and a lot of traditions and a lot of religions, and all of them have like different dreams and books and stuff. But maybe in one of the CC calls, if we have certain ones, we can compile all of them together and talk about them in one of the calls on Sunday. But for now, I think that's all. And thank you so much for tuning in again. I hope you're enjoying episode 2. And for now, make sure you comment, ask questions below or in the CC group, the questions group, and comment, like, subscribe, salam, and namaste for now.
Namaste.